Hello dear students, welcome back to the course of Mathematics 1. In this video we are going to start with a new chapter, System of Linear Equation and Matrices. You might be familiar about the words matrices. What is the matrix? Matrix is nothing but arrangement of rows and columns. That is known as matrix. But what are the applications of the matrix? And that we are going to learn in this chapter. Also, it is mentioned that the system of linear equation. So, what do you mean by the system of linear equation? So, this is the first a1 x1 plus b1 x2 plus c1 x3 is equal to. This is the one linear equation. This is the second and this is the third. All three together, and that is called system of linear equation. And suppose you want to solve this kind of system, you are familiar with the elimination method, and second one is the determinant method. But there are two another methods. Based on that also you can solve this system. And suppose you have given that m linear equation and n unknown variable, and that also you can solve by Gauss elimination and Gauss-Jordan elimination method. And that method we are going to learn in this chapter. So here, let us first start with row echelon form. Why we are going to first to understand the row echelon form, but whenever we use the Gauss elimination and Gauss-Jordan method, and for that we have to convert the given matrix is equivalent to the standard form, that is row echelon form, or you may assume that the reduced row echelon form. So for that purpose we have to first understand the row echelon form. So let us first row echelon form. What is the row echelon form? A matrix is said to be in row echelon form if it satisfies the following conditions. First condition says every zero row of the matrix A occurs below a non-zero rows. Suppose you have given that this is the matrix A contains first zero rows. So it should not be occur in the first row. For the row echelon form, we must have zero row as a bottom. That means what we can do, first row and second row we can interchange. So we have to use that is R12. Or you can say R1 tends to R2 and R2 tends to R1. That means we have this is about exactly first condition. So this is at the bottom, and then it is okay. Second condition says that the first non-zero number from the left of the non-zero row is 1, and that is called the leading one. But whenever we see in a matrix form, and we have to start with the left hand side, and we first concentrate on this first column. So first one entry, and that should be non-zero, and it should be the 1 as a leading entry. For our simplicity we are going to assuming that the 1, but not necessarily always. So here we can see that this is the first one entry from the left hand side, it is non-zero, and this is what our second condition says. Suppose you have given that is a 0 1 2 2 3 4, and again what you have to do, whenever we consider first row, so from the left hand side we can say that is 1 is the non-zero entry. But when we see the row echelon form, so for that first column we must have that is the first entry, it should be the non-zero. But this is not the case. So in that case what we are going to do, we have to apply the operation, and then we get 2 3 4 0 1 2. So now we can say this is first one entry, that is the 2 is nothing but a non-zero entry in the first row when we observe left to right. And third condition says that for each non-zero row the leading one appear to the right and the below any leading one in the preceding rows. What does it mean by whenever we find the leading entry in the first leading row and below that row we must have that is 0. If we concentrate this question 1 2 3 3 4 6 0 1 9, so this is first column, in a first one leading entry it should be non-zero, and that is we have. For our simplicity, we will try to convert the given matrix with the leading entry 1, and for that you have to divide by itself and you will get it. Suppose you have given that this is the non-zero entry, and to make the row equivalent form, so first what you have to do, below the leading entry in the first row we must have that is the 0, and that we can make first row multiply by -3 and add to the second row, and that will be the here 0. Also there is 0, that means below the first leading entry we must have 0 in that particular column. Then we have first step is over. Then we have the 2 by 2 matrix. Again I have to follow the same method. So first one entry, that should be the leading one, and that is we have. But for our simplicity, in this column we will always measure that is 1, and for that what I have to do, I have to replace second and third row, and we will get that is the second one row has the leading one entry, that is 1, and below that we will make as a 0. That means this is again second step is over. That means we always try to represent in a CD form, and that is known as the row equivalent form. Let us understand this one. This is first 3 by 3 matrix is there. This is the first one row. This is first one entry, and below that first leading entry we must have 0. That means we are going through this one. But what about the second one? This is our 2 by 2 matrix, and also we must have the second first entry. It should be the leading one, and that is we have 1. And below that we must have 0, and that is 0. That is at the bottom. So therefore we can say this is the row equivalent form. What about here? This is also, now you can see that CD is there. Therefore we can say that that is a row equivalent form. If I say 1 2 3 0 3 0 1 0 5, and this is what? This is not a row equivalent form. If I say 0 0 1 2, again this is not a row equivalent form. But if I say 0 1 0 0, and that is also row equivalent form, because all the condition of the row equivalent forms are satisfied. First condition says 0 0 rows must be at the bottom, that is we have. Second condition says that in a first row from the left hand side we must have that is the leading one entry as a non-zero, and we, for our simplicity, we will see that that should be 1, and that is we have. And below that leading entry we must have that is 0, and that is we have. And therefore all the condition of the row equivalent forms are satisfied, and hence we can say that the given matrix is in row equivalent form. So let us understand the reduced row equivalent form. So our first target is to what? That is, we will convert the given matrix to the row equivalent form. And after that, what we are going to consider, in each row, whatever we have the leading one entry, we will make above that leading entry, that is 0. So let us understand with this, whatever we have written, a matrix is said to be the reduced row equivalent form if it satisfies the following condition. So every 0 of the matrix occur below a non-zero, that is first condition, whatever we have done in the row equivalent form. First row, non-zero number from the left of the non-zero row is 1, and that is known as the leading one. This is third. For each non-zero row, the leading one appear to the right, and below the leading one in appear to the preceding rows. That means these are 3 is condition from the row echelon form. So now what we have to do, the each column that contains a leading one that has everywhere else in that column. That means whatever we have the 0 rows, if I say 0 1 2 3 2 3 5, this is 0 0 0. So whenever we consider this matrix, and this is what exactly, first last row is nothing but 0 as that at the bottom, it's okay. Second condition says that whatever we have the matrix first row in that particular column, that should be the non-zero, but it is not there. So what I'm just going to consider, I'm just going to change first and second row. That means 2 3 5 0 1 2 and then 0 0 0. Then I can say this is what exactly our row equivalent form. But our reduced row equivalent form says whatever we have the leading one entry, and that should be 1. Again, that is there, but this is not here 1. So what I have to do, I have to divide by 2, and in that case we can get the leading one entry, that is 1. After that, what I have to make, that I have to make whatever we have the leading one in that particular column, and above the leading one in each column we will make as a 0. That means I have to make here 0 here, and now I can say each row has leading one entry 1, and above and below only there should be the 0 entries, and that is known as the reduced row equivalent form. So let us understand first row equivalent form of the matrix, and then you will be clear more. So this is the given matrix A, that is 1 2 3 minus 1 2 1 0 1 2. So first row contains first column, that is the non-zero entry, and that is we have, and it should be non-zero, and for our simplicity it should be 1, and that is we have. But below that we want here that is 0. So what I have to do, first one row multiply with 1, and I have to add to second row, or in other words you can write that I want to make here 0, so I will write that is R2 plus first one row multiply with 1, and I am just going to add with R2. So both have the same meaning, and therefore we have this equivalent matrix 1 2 3 minus 1. That means 1 multiply with first row and then add to second row, so it is going to be the 0. First multiply with 1, so 2 into 1, that is 2, and plus 2, that is going to be 4. And here 3 into 1, that is 3, 3 plus 1, that is 4, and last one row, that is 0. That means we no need to apply any kind of operation. So what we can observe, that this is the first step is over. Now we have to focus on 2 by 2 matrix. So for first row, this is the second row, and it should be in that particular column. We must have, for our simplicity, leading one entry 1, but it is not there. So what I'm just going to consider R23, and that can be written as R2 tends to R3 and R3 tends to R2, and therefore we have its equivalent matrix 1 2 3 0 1 2 0 4 4. Now you have to apply again which operation you are going to use here. So second row multiply with minus 4, and I'm just going to add enough third row, and therefore I can write R13 minus 4. Otherwise you may write where I want to add. I want to add in third row, so R3 plus. What I'm just going to do, minus 4 multiply with the second row and add with the third row, and therefore I can have that is 1 2 3 0 1 2 0. I'm just going to multiply by minus 4 and then add to last row, so it is going to be 0. Minus 4 into 2, that is minus 8. Minus 8 plus 4, that is answer is that is a minus 4. So now you can observe that second row has the leading one, and below that we have that is 0. And last we have that is the 1 by 1. That is what exactly? It's a non-zero matrix, and if suppose we have that is 0, doesn't matter. It is okay, and that is also we can represent as a CD form, and therefore we can say that which is row equivalent form. So let us understand the reduced row echelon form of the following matrix. So this is the given matrix. I am just finding to reduced row echelon form of the given matrix. So for that, this is the first matrix. A is equal. What I'm just going to do, first one entry that is non-zero, and that is the given, and in that particular column I'm just want to make here that is 0, this is 0, again I have to make that is the 0. So what operation I'm just going to consider, I'm just going to consider second row I want to make 0, so I have to multiply by 1 with the first one row, so R1 plus R2, and therefore this will be the 0. Another, I want to make here that is 0, that means R4 just multiply by first row minus 2 and then add to last row, so we can write this one. In other words, you can say first one row multiply by minus 2 and add to the fourth row. This can be written as first row multiply with 1 and add to the second row, and therefore we have its equivalent matrix, and that is we have in the first one row has a leading entry, and below that particular column we have all our zeros. Now I'm just going to focus on 3 by 3 matrix. So in that case, first one, this column we will try to convert as a leading entry 1, and therefore I'm just going to consider second and third row interchange. So just when we interchange, so we will get this one, but for our simplicity, second row has a leading one entry, that is okay 1, and below that I just want to make here, that means I have to multiply second row by minus 2 and add to the third row. So I'm just going to add a third row, but what I am just going to prefer, second row multiply by minus 2. And the another operation is that also we all together we are going to consider. So first second row multiply with 1 and add to the fourth row, and therefore we have its equivalent matrix form, and that is we have. So first one is the leading one, and below that that is 0, and this is again leading one, and all the entries are what exactly 0. Now we are going to focus on 2 by 2. So therefore what I'm just going to consider, minus 1 by 4, because I want here first leading entry that is 1, so I have to multiply by minus 1 by 4 to the third row, and therefore we will get this is the leading entry 1, and below the leading entry I want here that is 0, so for that I have to multiply third row by minus 8 and add it to the fourth row. Therefore, fourth row minus 8 times R3, and we will have this one, and therefore we are going to get that is the CD, and that you can observe. And each row has the leading entry and which is non-zero. In fact, you can say this is the row equivalent form. Sometimes suppose you want all the leading one entry that is 1, so that means you have to divide by 8. So in that case you will get this one form, and this form is known as the row equivalent form. And suppose you want to make as a reduced row equivalent form, so in that case what I must have first, each row has the leading one entry that is 1. And above the leading entry, whatever we have, we want to make here 0, I have to make 0 here, also I have to make 0 here. And for that, what I'm just going to consider, first row I want to make here 0, that means I have to multiply by fourth row by minus 1, and then I'm just going to add to the first row, and therefore we can write this one. Otherwise fourth row multiply by minus 1 and add to the first row. From this what we want, here also I want that is 0, so what I have to do, I have to multiply by 1 with the fourth row and add to the second row, and therefore R2 plus R4, and this is known as fourth row multiply with 1 and add to the second row. Also I want to make here 0. So how we can make it 0? So I have to multiply by 4th row 7 by 4 and I have to add to the 3rd row, and therefore we are going to get 0, and that is we have, and you will get this one. But again this is over. That is the first step for the reduced row echelon form when we apply the back process. Now this is the leading one entry and also want to make that is 0, and for that 3rd row multiply by what? Exactly -2 and add to the 2nd row, as well as 3rd row multiply by 3 and add to the 1st row, and you will get that is the 0. So whenever we apply this operation we will get that is 0. And also I want to make 0, that means I have to multiply 2nd row by -2 and add to the 1st row, and that can be written as like that. Also you can represent 2nd row multiply with -2 and add to the 1st row, and therefore you are going to get each row has the leading one entry, and below and above all the entries that particular row we have or column we have 0. So this is what exactly reduced row echelon form. Now we have the rank of matrix. Already we have seen that whatever we have the row echelon form and reduced row echelon form. So from this we can consider that rank of the matrix is nothing but number of non-zero rows in a row echelon form, or you can say number of non-zero row in the reduced row echelon form. So whatever we have done in this question, we can say that this is what rank of the given matrix A, or you may write that is the rank of A, and this is row. It is known as row of A is equal rank of A is nothing but non-zero row. This is first non-zero, this is second non-zero, this is third non-zero, and this is fourth non-zero. So we can say rank of the given matrix is nothing but 4. So let us understand another question. Find the rank of the matrix by the reducing to the row echelon form. That means first what we have to do? We have to convert the row echelon form. Reducing to row echelon form. So first leading entry is 1, and below that I want to make here 0. This is 0, but below there is not 0. That means I have to use this operation, and applying I just got it. This is 0 0. So first one is the leading entry, and below that we have that is a 0. This is the 2, that is the leading entry, and below that is the 4. That also you can make that is 0. For our simplicity you can make that is the leading entry 1, but not necessarily. But in this question we can understand the second row multiply with the -2, and if I suppose to add the third row, and that is going to be this. So second row is multiply with the -2 and add to the third row. So I'm just going to get 1 -2 -3, then 0 2 2 0. This is 0 because -2 into 2 that is -4 plus 4 that is going to be 0. -2 into 2 that is -4 plus 9 that is going to be the 5. And now you can see that each row has the leading entry, and below that leading entry is nothing but that is the 0, and therefore we can say this is the row echelon form. And therefore we can conclude from this directly that rank of A is nothing but a number of non-zero rows. So clearly non-zero rows, number of non-zero rows in row echelon form. So that is what exactly. So you can see this is first non-zero row, this is non-zero, again this is non-zero, and therefore rank is nothing but 3. Whenever we see matrix with A of the matrix of order that is 2 by 3, what is the largest possible rank of the matrix A? So in that case always you should consider that the largest possible rank is nothing but a minimum of rows and column. So it is clear that minimum of rows and column. Rows is nothing but 2, this is says row, and this is what exactly column. So we can say this is what exactly less or equal to